lot of guys like it because it's really a uniform design when it's dimmed, and also it looks very good when it is turned on, and you can see that it's an 18K gold highlight. I also wonder why we didn't do the same for ceramic white, because gold can look good on everyone, but they said that maybe silver matches better with white. It looks more exquisite. But later on, we will have a display or show booth for you to take a closer look. As beautiful as ever, Mix 2S definitely a perfect name for ceramic white and art. Because gold is therefore, I think it's a very good choice for us to have Chris Wu as an endorsed person to promote this combination of technology art to more people. Maybe there's still people who don't know about Xiaomi or Mi Phone. Maybe a lot of you here or people on the internet know about it, but a lot of people who don't really access internet that much don't really know about it. Actually, we have established over 300 Mi experience store in all channels and all parts of China for people to get to know Xiaomi better. So let's now take a closer look at the biggest update of Mi Mix 2S. So first of all, we have this dual camera with a 12 megapixel wide-angle lens and a 12 megapixel of telephoto lens. So this is actually the iPhone's solution. We actually utilize the same solution in 3 of our models: optical zoom, and also 12 megapixel plus 12 megapixel dual cameras. Maybe a lot of people don't really understand. They may feel that 20 megapixel is better than 12 megapixel. But actually this is wrong. There are someone on the Weibo saying that actually you can't compare $1,200 to 20 million Vietnam dollar. So I think it's a very good explanation, because the 12 megapixel lens that are used in our flagship phones are of excellent quality. We had received very good feedback for Mi 6 and the Note 3 and 5S, and we had a very good tagline: picture perfect dual camera. Why people liked about the dual camera? Of course, there are a lot of merits. First of all, it is optical zoom. You can zoom in and zoom out, especially when you take pictures and during live concert, and also take picture when you sit in the classroom, especially for a longer distance. It is much better. And also, the second feature is portrait mode. So when you take portrait, it's more realistic and also with a better bokeh. The third feature is OIS, which has been developed by Xiaomi over the years, which helps you to stabilize your image much better. So for the upgrade of our dual camera, first of all, we have a massive 1.4 micron pixel, which is much larger than the previous one. The second one is dual pixel autofocus function. The third feature is a hardware level multi-frame noise reduction. First of all, our CMOS is Sony IMX363. Of course, you know that the sensor is of a fundamental importance to the whole camera. And we have utilized a 1.4 micron pixel, which is really massive. It is being utilized in all the flagship phones of Samsung over the years. And it performs remarkably even in single in single camera, and also for iPhone, the pixel size is 1.25 micron, but now we have upgraded to 1.4 micron pixels. People were wondering why didn't you use it last year, but actually because it is such massive pixels, it is difficult to put so many pixels into the phones, and because the volume is so huge, so we spend a lot of time painstakingly to put all these pixels in it. And of course, because we put in the 1.4 micron pixels into the camera, it makes camera a little bit bigger. However, in order to make our hardware much better, we have invested relentlessly. Also, we have developed a dual pixel autofocus feature. We have 24 million focusing units. Previously, for PDAF, we only had 12 million. Therefore, with the increase of focus points, we have increased by more than 30%, which help us to focus much faster and accurate in low light environment. Actually, how powerful is that? We have a comparison video with iPhone. Let's take a look.
So that's just at the beginning. Between Mi Mix 2S and iPhone 10, more video clips to come, and you'll probably say we crush iPhone 10 and we totally bulldozed over iPhone 10. Well, we compare with the iPhone 10 because it's the best in the industry, and that's what we want to look up to iPhone 10. We see that Chinese smartphones are getting better and better, and only comparisons make us go further. And so this is our hardware level multi-frame noise reduction. So we took a series of photos and then we optimized it frame by frame. And frame by frame optimization, and then we denoised all the frames. So if we use the CPU for all the calculations, it will be very slow. So now the multi-frame noise reduction is done by not just the software but also hardware. So now let's make a comparison. To the left is the iPhone 10, the right is Mi Mix 2S. Just take a look. Can you see the difference? No? Okay, let's zoom out. Zoom in. Low light. Now do you see the difference? Let's zoom in further. And the left one is quite blurry, but the right one is still very clear and crisp. This is in low light. Comparison talks, and more comparisons to come later. So let's take a look at another group of comparisons and see how motions are snapped differently between iPhone 10 and the Mi 2S, and you will see how iPhone 10 is crushed. Left iPhone 10, right? Me Mix 2S. So now let's zoom in. Overexposure in the left one, but the right one still looks very crisp. And as I said, this is motions taken in low light conditions, and you see how powerful Mi Mix 2S is. And when the ballerina is dancing, left iPhone 10 and right Mi Mix 2S, and zoom in, you will see that the left one has a blurry arm. And when we see frame by frame, you will see that almost 100% of the time that Mi Mix 2S wins. And so at least in this scene, we crush iPhone 10. So we took a group of motion photos, and in the past you could only take photos of this kind with the LSR, but now we can do that with the Mi Mix 2S, and we have more samples to show you. We asked two famous photographers to help out, so they went to Italy with Mi Mix 2S. I say that in Xiaomi there are some really awesome jobs. One of them is to take sample photos. So let's see where they went. They went to the Alps. It looks so picturesque, a church bathed in morning sunlight, and you can feel the exotic beauty in it. And it's, the snow on Alps. I love skiing, and the snow makes me feel a sense of soothingness. And so this is a fishing village by Sicily. The left side of the fishing village, right side is the ocean. And now it gets more challenging. The waves. How the waves splash on the shore and the rocks. And I can see the details of the waves. And this one is extremely challenging to take. And another photo that is 10 times more challenging. A bar at night. So backlight condition, and we took photo of the guitarist. It's a really huge challenge for cameras on the phones because there are a lot of different types of lights, so the lighting conditions are very complicated, and we were taking with backlight, so you really get to see how powerful our camera is. And we asked another photographer to go to Tibet in China, and he also brought back really stunning pictures, and the photographer's name is Chen Yangwei. And this place is called the it's called Yangzhou. I don't know whether you've been there. It's known as one of the 3 sacred mountains in Tibet. You can come and work for Xiaomi and work as a sample photographer. And do you like it? Isn't it stunning? Look at the beautiful mirror-like lake and the surface, and you can see the cloud and mountains at a distance. Is spectacular. Another new challenge. Aquatic birds came, and you have to just capture that moment. What birds are they? Well, they told us it was waterfall, aquatic birds. Huh, what a good answer. But I really don't know what birds they are. But you see how beautiful it is there. And here they used Mi Mix 2S for the time-lapse photo. You see the clouds and the change of the shadow of the mountain, the water, and the depth of the mountains, and that really demonstrates these stunning photos that you can take with Mix 2S. And perhaps you're going to challenge me now and say professional photographers can take good photos even with the worst of cameras. Well, I think you probably are over glorifying photographers, even though they do take much better photos than us. So in the end, I said, let's just have a random person take a photo with me mixed 2S, like me. So a few days ago, we came to Shanghai and we took a few photos of the night in Shanghai. I already posted some on my Weibo and they already look really gorgeous. And I have some more to show you here. Look at the bunk at a distance. And this is the photo that every one of you can take if you have a Mix 2S. It's not that hard. Thank you. But I didn't take this one. I can't take credit for that. It's signed, taken by a colleague of mine. And the Oriental Pearl Tower. And now I know why I came here. I came to Shanghai because of the Pearl Tower. And me home at the foot of the Pearl Tower. So an advertisement for us. And if this is your first time to Shanghai, please pay a visit to the Me Home store. It's right next to the Oriental Pearl Tower, and this photo was taken last night. The Me Home at the foot of the Oriental Pearl Tower. Look how crisp the photo is. So we have really awesome hardware. And what makes it powerful, or more powerful, is the AI, artificial intelligence. Well, AI had major breakthroughs last year, and it also revolutionized smartphones. And in the past 1 year or so, AI has become the buzzword for smartphones. So now we first equipped AI onto the cameras and see what we have done with our cameras with the help of artificial intelligence. First, more dreamlike background blur. So the blurred background looks even better than the LSR. So now what you see is a background blur by standard DSLR, but this one is a background blur by us. And you see the bokeh in the background can change in size and shape. They can be heart-shaped. So you can have bouquets like this and even cooler bouquets. Kind of like the orbit. And we call it the AI dreamlike background blur. And so to the right corner on the bottom, you click on it, you can choose different the type of bouquet that you want, and dynamic bouquet, and you can save it as a picture or as a GIF or video and post that on WeChat Moment, and it's gonna look really cool. So it's for your WeChat moment. And another one is that the AI scene detection camera. We can detect 206 scenes and optimize it with artificial intelligence. So when we talk to our AI team, I asked them what succulent plant means. Have you heard about succulent plants? I've never heard about it. And they said, really? And so now, this is succulent plant. And they told me that it's very popular, especially among girls. And that is our goal now, to attract more female users. So we took a photo of the succulent plant. This is taken by a standard phone, but when we have AI enabled, it's going to detect it's a succulent plant. And then we see the contrast and the saturation were optimized. And look, the color looks fuller. and more lifelike. And so comparison, the left is the standard mode, and the right one is with AI enabled. And see how much better the quality of the picture seems. And when it's cloudy, well, it can be a great weather, but somehow the pictures don't look as great. So what to do? Well, when the weather is cloudy, the AI can adjust the saturation and contrast, and look how much clearer it looks now. And left is the standard mode, and right is the AI mode. It's still cloudy, but you see the sky looks just more crystal clear. And another fun function, which is the AI single camera background blur. Well, the dual camera is known for the background blur and optical zoom, and for the single camera, well, for the dual cameras, they are known mostly for background blur, but now with artificial intelligence, we can have black background blur even with just one camera. So we studied over 100,000 of selfies, and then we established an AI model and algorithms, and then we started to blur the background of photos taken with single camera. So the selfies were taken with one camera. So we first identify the subject and isolate it, then blur the background. And I see how beautiful it is. So that is what we can do with the front camera of Mi Mix 2S.
And for businessmen, we have done a lot of optimization. Business people often attend conferences and meetings where they need to take a picture of the PowerPoint slides on the screen. Because when they take a picture and after they zoom in, they found that the picture is not very clear. First of all, of course, we have 2 times the optical zoom, which help them to zoom in much better. But if you think that it's not clear enough, because usually it happens when you want to zoom more further into it, then it gets blurred. But now our AI technology recognizes that it is text, so we will have ultra resolution smart recognition and synthesis technology, which can help to shape the wordings and show the wordings more crisp and clear. So this is a hyper and ultra resolution synthesizing technology. Later on, we can even have a PowerPoint album based on time and venue, which is of great help for the business people. And the second option is very useful to me. Of course, people who speaks English can still find it useful, because especially when you go to overseas, the menu sometimes can be unrecognizable. We don't know what they are saying. So when the camera recognizes it is manual, it will have instant translation for you. I've taken a look how they dumpling, because I had extremely expensive dumplings in Switzerland. And also, when you click again, they will have instant currency conversion for you. So we support all kinds of currencies: US dollars, Japanese yen, Korean won, euros. Everything is converted. So it's a really powerful function. So I think the AI technology can do a lot of things in camera. So when the camera is enhanced by AI, the technology advancement is by leaps and bounds. We believe in the near future it can be further improved again. So I'd like to ask you, how do you feel about this camera? I asked a question on Weibo: how do you judge the performance of camera? Of course, it is really difficult to do that, because there are a lot of objective criteria, but it is all about subjective feeling. So actually, the classic answer is get yourself a Mi Mix 2S, then you will know. Well, after we launch, we really want to find a tool that can help you to run a score for camera. Whether it can represent all kinds of subjective feelings, we don't care. At least it can provide some reference. It's been my dream over the years, because we always say that let's run a score if you challenge us. But actually, after so many years of doing photography, developing for cameras, we didn't find a very good criteria or standard. And most of the criteria are really subjective. After a long time of searching, we found DxO Mark, which is a relatively authoritative third-party benchmarking. Actually, it was the world's most rigorous camera test for DSLR. So you can see that all the major brands have used DxO Mark for their rating and scoring. We participated last year using Xiaomi Note 3, and we came back feeling more confident because DxO Mark gave a 94 mark score for Xiaomi Note 3. People didn't know about it because it was launched last September. It was ranked #1 in the world, together with another brand. But the technology further improved over the last half of year. So how did we fare this year for Mi Mix 2S? Because it came with the Snapdragon 845. The time was really precious. We didn't have enough time for the tuning, so I was really worried that maybe DxO Mark scoring wouldn't reflect the true performance of Mi Mix 2S camera, because we are still continue to optimize its performance. However, to put it truthfully, the score was given in the morning to me really exceeded my expectation. I believe DxO Mark has already published the result on the official website. Do you know how much we did? Exceeded 100 mark. DxO Mark gave Mi Mix 2S 101 score. And actually, they've already given their evaluation to us. They said it will be released at 2 p.m. And it will give us some of the key wordings on the report. It said that it is the pearl of China, or a pearl in the East. Mi Mix 2S have scored remarkable 110 marks in photo technique, and it is as good as iPhone 10. And we have Mi 2X have taken one of the most smooth pictures we have ever seen, especially on the low light condition. This is the keywords and remark from DxO Mark. So now you should believe my word. You should take my word for it, right? So the same score means that we outperform them in some areas, and they outperform us in some areas. Because we need to rush for the launch of Snapdragon 845, we only did half of our tuning optimization process. The score reflects the capability of camera and also the AI technology. We'll continue to fine-tune it. So I think 101 marks only represents part of its potential, but it already achieved the world-leading supremacy, which is really a historical moment for Mi phone development. So let's take a full look on what's good about the cameras. We had dual pixel AI dual camera with optical zoom and optical imaging stabilization. We have massive 1.4 micron pixels, and we have further enhanced it with AI technology. And also, we have achieved over 100 mark in the DxO Mark mobile rating. So I believe the camera department of Mi Phone can finally relax, because they have been challenged all along on an internet, and now they have excelled. So we have both seen our own comment and also the evaluation from a professional institution. Of course, the ultimate assessment will be done by all of you. So today, I'm really eager to know the evaluation by all of you. So I really hope that we can also receive 101 marks from our dear customers and fans. So what about our performance? Of course, we house Snapdragon 845. It is the first phone in China which houses Snapdragon 845. It's the debut of this chipset in China. And to give us a score of 277,178 marks, which outshines all other brands. Okay, so don't talk about other brands. Let's compare internally. Okay. Let's do a comparison of Mi MX2S with Mi Note 3. You can see that Note 3 only scored 138,000, and Note 6 is 207. And you can see that actually Mi MX2S is twice or even triple as high as Mi Note 3. But the price it's only 2.5, 3.5. I saw the supply chain manager sitting on the stage, sitting in a seat. I couldn't tell the exact figure because we have a contract. People often say that why flagship phones are so expensive. Oh my God, what the hell? Every 1% of improvement will have you fork out 100% costing addition. There's sometimes, for example, I think the Redmi Note 5 is the phone of 1,000 RMB has already done a very good job. But to further improve upon it, we have to spend an extra 200, even 300% more of effort. So our hard work is beyond your imagination. And you can see it's a performance beast which trashed all other brands. Of course, later on, other brands may trash us again, but we wait and see. So we have up to 2.8 gigahertz of the main clock, and we can see that the main graphic process performance will increase by 30%, and also power consumption was low by 30%. And Snapdragon 845 came with an AI engine, which has a performance increase by 3 times. You can see this is an image recognition test. Mi MX2S can recognize 27.3 images per second. Nowadays, AI is incorporated in the CPU. It's a SoC, right? But of course, you don't really, because the processor is SoC, AIE, it causes AIE, CPU, and GPU. So it's not very precise to say to take it as just as a CPU. Well, this is a snapshot of all the advantages of Snapdragon 845. I won't elaborate further, but definitely it is the ultimate processor in the market. People say, can we play on no battleground? Well, let's just take a look at Arena of Valor. We had collaborated with Tencent, and we did some optimization. Let's later do a comparison with iPhone 10. I think people with iPhone 10 may cry again. Let's look at the video.
Well, if you want to play the Glory of the Valor, you really need a Mi Mix 2S. And let's look at the temperature of the phones. And when Mi Mix 2S is about 37.9 degrees, iPhone 10 is 43.3%, and we have 54% battery left. iPhone 10 have 41 left only, so we consume less battery, and the performance is much better, and the temperature is also lower. We often thought that better performance means more power consumption and more heat, but we really worked very hard on that in the past few years. So with such an awesome processor, so what about the RAM and ROM? Let's look at other brands in industry. So iPhone 10 and Samsung, ours is 8 gigabytes plus 256 gigabytes, and it's definitely the top specs in the industry, 8 plus 256. Top configuration. So Mi Mix 2S has the best hardware, but what about the user experience? The first one I want to talk about now is voice assistant. And we already have launched voice assistant about 5 years ago. We haven't really heard much feedback from the consumers, but now we replaced voice assistant with Xiaoai. And after we made that change on the beta version, we got a lot more feedback. And so what are our advantages? Well, last year we launched the Mi AI loudspeaker, and more than 10 million people used the voice assistant on the loudspeaker, and with that our system continuously improved. And so the first function it supports is waking the screen. Just say 小爱. Yes. Now your screen is awake. And we have a video clip here to show you what Xiaoai can do on your phone. Xiaoai, 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 yes. Music. What time is it? 6:45. Wake me up in 10 minutes. And is address okay for Shanghai tomorrow? And what car place restrict on the road? Clean the floor. Open WeChat. 小爱 selfie, selfie, selfie. Post photos on WeChat moments and write I'm married. WeChat Jia, that'll be there in 30 minutes. I want to check out comedies by Liu Haoren this year. Shall I translate the menu, please? How much tip money is 12% of 87 US dollars in RMB? No doubt that the lunch cost 158 yuan. How to say Champs-Élysées in French? 67 plus 89 plus 843 is, the answer is 899. Well, 210 by 16 plus 2011 by 816 plus 2018 by 327 plus the root of 1,999. The answer is 2.39336671 million. Look for photos taken in Shanghai last October. I want to listen to Chris Roy. How does a dolphin squeal? GPS to Xiaomi. Xiaomi air purifier remind me to take mass at 8. Send 88.88 yuan red packet to Cindy. Shall I switch to no disturb mode? Lights off. Good night. Good night. Lights on. Lights off. Lights off. Lights off. Lights on. If you cannot sleep, Xiao Ai can count sheep for you. Really cute Xiao Ai, right? So now we have a Xiao Ai powered smartphone, and the smartphone is even cuter. So I just give you a lot of case examples. Well, looking for a specific photo can be a headache. Well, what if I want to find a photo that was taken last October in Shanghai? It usually takes a lot of efforts. But with Xiao Ai, it's much simpler. Xiao Ai. Yes? Look for photos taken in Shanghai last October. Done. So Xiao Ai is a much better executor than us sometimes, but I'm not going to further elaborate on that. So Xiao Ai can simplify a lot of tasks for us just by calling on Xiao Ai. It's much better. So Siri versus Xiao Ai. Sorry, this is the third time we have a comparison with the iPhone 10. So a video clip, please. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a business trip to Shenyang. What should I wear? Didn't find any results about what to wear in Shenyang tomorrow. Xiao Ai, yes? What should I wear for my business trip to Shenyang tomorrow? The temperature in Shenyang tomorrow is -6 to 5 degrees Celsius. It's pretty cold, so please put on more layers. Hey Siri, I'd like to see the baby photos taken in Hunan last Saturday. Didn't find any results about photos taken in Hunan last Saturday. Xiao Ai, I'd like to see the baby photos taken in Hunan last Saturday. Done. Hey Siri, please WeChat jumping a 66 RMB red envelope and say happy birthday. You want to send a WeChat message to Jumping saying that I want to send a red packet of 66 RMB. Cancel. Okay. Cancelled. Xiao Ai, please send a red packet on WeChat to Jumping, a racket of 66 RMB, a red envelope, and say that best friends stay together forever. Confirm the amount. Confirmed. Enter the passcode for payment, please. So again, we crushed iPhone 10. And I guess the Chinese localization of Siri still has its flaws. Siri actually is one of the best and most successful voice assistants in the world. But after the major breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, now in China, especially on Chinese language voice assistant, we have gone very far. And if you use Mimix 2S, you have to try Xiaoai. So apart from a voice assistant, we now support multifunction NFC on all our flagship smartphones, and we are very attentive to details. We are compatible with bank cards, transport cards, and now key cards. Because now, we need key cards to apartments, to offices, to our cars, and now with just your phone, you can unlock your apartment doors and your garage. And I think it would be pretty cool to see people using smartphones to unlock your cars and office doors. And in the future, you don't need to bring so many cards, just a phone. Very, very practical function. And we also have AR enabled, and we have a strategic partnership with Google, and we have AR core technology in the phone. And the games enabled by AR core are very cool. And now there are a lot of games that support AR core, for example, the machines. I asked my colleague to prepare a demo for you, so you see how far we can go with AR games on our phone. So now, my colleague is right next to me, and he's doing a demo on the table, an AR game, and you see the table is empty, but very soon the table is gonna be full with robots. And now the robots are going to start to battle against each other on the table. So you see VR is a perfect mixture of the reality and VR. Isn't this cool? I heard that after you get a Mimix 2S, you have to wait a month for the AR software to be upgraded. Oh, I need a sound effects, please. Wow, see a battle on your table. I really hope that our colleagues in the gaming industry can develop more AR-enabled games, because the smartphones are so powerful now. So they can definitely handle cooler and heavier games. Isn't this cool? Yes. And wireless charging. So now Mix 2S supports wireless charging on all fronts. We use the QI wireless charging protocol, 7.5 watt quick charge, and fully charged in 2 hours and 40 minutes. Well, it's slower compared to cable, but we don't need a cable with QC charge, the quick charge. It's very convenient, and we use 7.5 watt, so it's much faster than Samsung 8, than Samsung and iPhone 8 Plus. So put it on it, deep, it starts to charge. Well, there isn't really a deep sound. I added that. And it feels just so smooth when you're working on your desk, and or when you're working at home, and just to have this little tray on your table and you put your phone on the tray, your phone will start to charge. You don't need to plug in or plug out. You just put it on a small round tray and it starts to charge. See how convenient it is. And it has another merit. If you have this wireless charging desk or charging station, you have more friends, because they are probably going to charge their phones on your little charging station. And then you can now show your contempt to iPhone users because now they use your charging station to charge their iPhones. So I asked on the internet, is this cool? A lot of people said, oh, it's quite useless. And then so I was like, why? Why do they think it's a useless and unnecessary function? Well, and there was a company named Pomprey who developed a wireless charging station. I was so excited, so I got my friend to buy it from the United States, and that smartphone didn't support Chinese SIM card, so I had to buy an American SIM card to try it. And then I really loved it. That was years ago, but now I don't understand why the internet users think this technology is useless and unnecessary. Well, perhaps because it's slow, but that was the past. And also the protocols are usually incompatible between different devices. But now we don't have that problem anymore. But how come it's still not popularized? And I finally found the reason a few days ago. So let's move on to the next slide. You will know why. Now you know why? Well, lots of people can afford an iPhone 10 that is worth 8,000 RMB, but they can't afford wireless charging stations that is about 500 RMB. Well, because you usually have to end up buying a lot of the wireless charging stations. You probably need to buy 4 to 5, and sometimes you lose them, and then it gets expensive. And when I saw the price on the Apple website, I realized why it's not popularized. That is why iPhone users are not used to wireless charging stations, and they think it's useless or unnecessary. Or for Samsung, it's only about 528 RMB, right? But what about our charging station? 7.5 watt QI wireless quick charge, and supports Mi Mix 2S, iPhone 10, and so on and so forth. And this is the price. 99 RMB.
So please persuade the people who contempt to Chinese smartphone that you can use Xiaomi wireless smartphone charger to charge your iPhone 10. We don't care whether you use iPhone 10 or use other brands. It's once again Xiaomi uses its own action to produce products that touch people's heart with a very reasonable price tag. We are taking over the world with that. So, such an excellent wireless charging station. You should just get a dozen, put it on the table, on the bedside, and put a few on your best friend's table, a desk. It only costs you 99 RMB. No other gift come nearer to that. Especially when you see people who use iPhone 10, see how they feel when you give them a wireless charger. So this is Mi Mix 2S, loaded with functions. I like to squeeze it within an hour, but I think I overshot a bit. First of all, it has a full curved edge ceramic uniform with full screen 2.0 and art piece among phones. And also with the Snapdragon 485 with 8 gig of RAM and 258 ROM, and with global band and optical zoom, OIS, with 1.4 massive 1.4 micron pixel dual PD, as well as AI dual camera, and the most important one is the 101 mark given by DxOMark, which is a great milestone in the development of Mi phones in history. So don't feel it's a shame that we compare with iPhone 10. It is first time our camera is on par with theirs. So this is the Mi Mix 2X. I think now is the time that we unveil the price. Okay, let's as a convention, take a look at other flagship phones in the market. Samsung S9 Plus cost 6,699. iPhone 10 A3AA. Huawei Mate 10 Pro 4,899. Xiaomi top their specs. How much is that? 3,599 with all specs equipped. Compare with Mix 2, of course, first of all, we changed the chipset. And we had 1.4 micropixel dual PD, AI enhanced, dual camera, wireless charging, Xiaoai, and AR core technology. However, the price was kept exactly the same as last September. So, how do you think about Xiaomi? So, Mix 2S with 128 gigabytes is 3,599. Of course, we have an ultimate version as an exclusive version, which was called a king version on the internet, which is really the top specs, with 8 gigabytes with 200 ROM and a 200 RAM with 256 gigabytes of ROM, which comes with a free wireless charger. The previous models don't come with it. Okay, this one we throw in a charger for free. And also it supports global bands because it's such expensive to put this model in it. It supports the networks in 226 countries and regions. It's 3,999. When I introduced Mix 2S, people said, well, it will be over 4,000. After much consideration, we managed to squeeze it under 4,000. It comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of RAM, with full global band and wireless charger. It's only 3,999. We always produce products that really touch people's heart with an affordable price tag. We will keep price-value ratio as the best, at its best. So this is the specs and the price at a glance. So this is the promotion poster for all the 3 versions. I've been using Mix 2S for a while, and its performance and experience far exceeds my expectation, especially the camera. And it looks even more handsome with Chris Wu on it, right? Put my photos on it? Well, okay. Next time I will recommend my marketing department to put my photo on it. Okay, besides Xiaomi Mix 2S, there's one item that's been long awaited by a lot of Mi fans. What is it? Mi gaming laptop. The first feature is kind of strange, or it's very touching, and also it's jaw-dropping, something that is really out of your imagination. A gaming laptop they could carry to work. Could you imagine bringing other gaming laptop to work? You definitely will piss your boss off. For me, I think if you bring your Mi laptop, it's fine. But really, the gaming platform, gaming laptop just looks weird in an office space. I think this is really a great selling point for us. We adopt a very low-key look and profile. Extremely simple design with no logo. It looks just like any other run-of-the-mill laptop, right? And it's kind of slim. Even it's a slim kind of fat boy in the gaming platform area. And when you open it, it's kind of simple as well. Well, people may. What about? What do you think? Do you think it is too low-key? It doesn't really like a gaming laptop at all? I felt the same. They say, let's keep quiet. The developers said, let's keep quiet. What about now? So we really produce great lights, right? Our lights are not inferior to others, right? We support 16 million RGB backlight for 4 areas and also chassis Edmund's lamp. So when you turn it off, it's low-key. When you flash it out, it's very extravagant. So actually, it's low on the outside, low-key on the outside, but it's wild on the inside. Of course, we come with a professional keyboard with 5 programmable keys. I said, we can initiate super kill with 1 key, and we can have 1 push for full delivery. Okay, how you can piece this initiating super kill and calling delivery together? Well, I was a hardcore gamer as well. I really had instant noodles all the time when I play game. But for now, a lot of people like to go for full delivery, right? So we have a 15.6-inch of a screen with a super narrow frame. And with the first one to launch Adobe Atmos for gaming PC with a high-powered headphone amp, and it's perfect for PlayerUnknown's Battleground. A lot of people, and including me, don't know why we died in this game, and now we know that because we don't know where people shoot us from. So now we come with the Adobe Atmos. So people said that you have to listen to the footstep or the noise of the enemies to know where they are. And also we have a family meal for interfaces. So whatever you think, whatever interface you can think about, all contained in this hardware. And also, you can see this gaming laptop is also perfect for people who for designers and those people who does heavy design works. You can see this one we come with the GeForce GTX 1060. That's why we say it's low-key on the outside, but with a lot of stuff on the inside. It has 6 GB of graphic memory. Of course, you can choose an alternative of GeForce GTX 1050 Ti with 4 GB of graphic memory. And we're using the i7 generation of standard voltage processor. I was wondering what is standard voltage. They said because they come with a low voltage. So standard voltage is much better than the low voltage processor. It comes with 16 GB of RAM. It's twice as mimics 2S. We have 256 GB of SSD, which come with also 1 terabyte of the machine hardware, a hard drive, mechanical hard drive. So basically, we have brought it to become an esports grade performance beast. We have also prepared a video to show you the exterior of this gaming laptop.
Is it cool? Isn't this cool? Well, another pain spot for gamers is the heat or overheating, because it takes a lot of computing power to play games on laptop.